Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's No FOMO Charts live stream. This is a stocks and cryptocurrency technical analysis educational charts live stream for swing trading and investing. This week, it is stock market's earnings season is closing, wrapping up, finishing up. Today's stream is November 18, 2023. Saturday, just about 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, everyone, for joining. If you have a question, just let me know in the live stream chat or the YouTube comments. I do see we have one YouTube comment about crypto, so about halfway in the stream, I'll answer that question. So to start off, stocks. We survived finance. We survived tech. We actually survived retail for the most part. Now we have the rest of the companies. So we have Zoom, NVIDIA, Analog Devices, Best Buy, HP, Lowe's, Nordstrom, Urban Outfitters. So some clothing stores this week. NVIDIA is going to be the biggest one, as well as Best Buy for tech and retail. Economic data, we have FOMC, meeting minutes, so the notes, unemployment claims, consumer sentiment, manufacturing and services PMI. This week, it's a slightly shorter week. Thursday is a USA Thanksgiving holiday, so banks and stock market closed on Thursday, November 23rd for one day. Most traders, they might do like a half day on Friday or a full day, depending on their schedule. Also, we are wrapping up USA stock market earnings. Now, in terms of news, there was some news about Elon Musk and his controversial post reply on X social media, which was actually criticized by a White House government spokesperson. And as a result of that, companies such as Apple, Lionsgate, IBM are pausing their advertisements on X social media platform because of the controversy. In addition, OpenAI CEO, so this is the company that created ChatGPT AI, Sam Altman, CEO, was he left as the CEO, or actually he might have been removed by the board. But one day later, investors were rallying to bring him back. So now there's talks of Sam Altman potentially returning as the CEO. So I'm going to closely watch that. Fidelity wants to create an Ether ETF following BlackRock's Ether ETF filing with the SEC. So now we're in crypto news. So the SEC delays decisions on multiple spot Bitcoin ETFs, Franklin Templeton, Global X, and Hashdex, and also delayed the decision for Grayscale Ether futures filing application. So this is not game over for the spot Bitcoin ETFs. The SEC has the right to delay the decisions according to their schedule and process of how that works. So we're still holding out right now for crypto. Let's move into stocks. Stock market SPY. Now let's take a look here. We're looking at the daily chart and we are in an uptrend. If anyone is asking about are we in an uptrend or a downtrend for stock market, for this entire year, we've been in an uptrend. Okay, I'm on SPY on the daily, and this is our October 2000. Oh, excuse me, let me back up. Let me start this over. So SPY, if we look all the way back here to the start of this year, this is the chart. From vertical line to vertical line, 2023 S&P 500. We are in basically a long-term uptrend. So we have this high, low, another higher high, a higher low, just barely, a much, much higher high, a longer term higher low, and then we're trying to get to this higher high. But the most recent price action, which was actually a short squeeze, this could be related to the $1.6 billion Michael Burry short, right? Somewhere in August, he was shorting and then glad to close that out. And we had earnings reversal. We had a Morningstar triple candle pattern and had just massive mega rally off of that resistance up here, right? So we did basically bounce off of there. Now, the problem is a lot of people are getting overbought in this area. So we might not have a market crash, but we could pull back. We could definitely pull back. This is kind of floating in open space up here. So there's an immediate gap at 443. That support level, we have to break above 451 and also 457. So those are the 4 levels that I'm staring at right here. If we look on a weekly is still very strong, bullish engulfing candle. This is 3 white knights here, and it is not even in the overbought area above the high RSI. On the daily, we are approaching that in the 68 area. Now, the 4 hour is where we're having a problem. So if you're a swing trader, this is what I'm kind of concerned with, that we might get a pullback here. We do have a golden cross, which is very, very good, except we have a double top on the RSI. So we're losing momentum for now. It's fading a little bit. I'm not expecting this to crash all the way back down into the low 400s, but possibly somewhere in the mid 440s, we might get a pullback, 445, 440 area. NASDAQ's very similar, so I'll speed things up. RSI is not extremely overbought. We are in this gap up island range. For QQQ, this is significant because this is the highest high since 2023 zone started. So we're still stuck below the 400 area, which was the high of last year. Now, this whole area, this could be, I want to point this out to people, is if I turn off all the indicators and we go to a weekly chart and we zoom in, this could be some kind of psychological cup and handle. It is not a textbook cup and handle because the handle, this part had to retrace deeper, but it's psychologically there. We had this rounding bottom action, a pullback, and then if this is true, we should go 50% higher in the next, let's say, 2 to 5 years, right? So we could end up at 572 NASDAQ somewhere in the future, like 5 years from now. If this is a true cup and handle, that's why we also had this rally, because I think long-term investors are aware of this, especially on the monthly, we have a Morningstar continuation pattern. So it could be some long-term consolidation that I'm watching out for. Now on the daily, if we zoom in, there was just a easy pattern here, a uptrend pattern that broke the trend line, and that's why we rallied. So I'm just, long story short, I'm watching this resistance, the psychological 395, 400 area above, and then we have a 383 and 378 below, just watching that. But whenever the price gets down here, low, high, low, high, low, and we bounce off a 200 EMA like that. Remember 2 weeks ago, I was saying I'm going to close, I'm pretty much saying, hinting that I was going to close my short out, and that's exactly what a lot of traders did. And then we had that short squeeze to the upside. Now, Dow Jones DIA is, we had actually a bullish momentum reversal down here. This is a gap up type, it's not actually a gap up, but it's a bearish engulfing, piercing type of candle pattern. And there was a lot of bullish momentum back here at this point. You can see the lower low in the price and the higher high in the RSI, double bullish momentum on the MACD histogram. And this could be considered a Morningstar pattern. We had a little bit of hesitation up here, but this is a continuation pattern that's very popular in day trading, where it rests on top of a moving average and goes a leg higher in the rally. We are not quite in the extreme overbought range, but it is that gap up. If I pull up a pivot, it's stopping right at the pivot point. So mathematically, the algorithms are knowing to stop up here for now. Now, if I really want to just get a hold of this price pattern, I could zoom into an hourly. As long as this hourly is resting above these EMAs, we're okay. It could pull back down to maybe 346, maybe even 343. As long as we don't go below 337, we're okay on that. But on the 4 hour as well, we do have that double top. We do have this double top here with the loss of MACD histogram. It is golden cross, but I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback, maybe down to 346 if it's possible. Now, Russell 2000 is slightly different. Russell 2000, we had this upside down head and shoulders as I was saying last week. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse neckline, which we pierced through. There was a shooting star and some hesitation, and we're still in the death cross downtrend on the smaller growth stocks. Weekly, we did have a bullish engulfing candle. There's momentum building, so it might need to hover in the price around in the 180s before it blasts off to the upside once we get that correction finished or the pullback finish in the market. So where can some of the price targets go to? Up here, maybe 182 or 186. That's what I'm looking for, right? High, low, high, higher, low. We should go higher if it's market's going to correspond to that pattern. US oil, there's a lot on the chart here, but US oil in the downtrend, very short term, 3 months or 1 month downtrend. And you can still see, yes, we're in a golden cross, but it's going to take the price basically to crash to turn into a death cross. So this is a very lagging indicator here. We did have that symmetrical triangle breakdown, hit the target generally. So let's erase the chart. We had that big resistance at 82, midterm resistance 71, next resistance down 65. I could also bring up a volume profile here. Sometimes I like to use that. Come to technicals, profiles. I like visible range. As long as I get, we can get this whole pandemic crash in here as well on the chart, high to low. And let's see where we are right now. We have a lot of volume activity at 77, 63 as well. And there's not much here in the low 60s to low 50s. So if we ever crash down there, that could be pretty bad for oil in terms of there's not much support down there. It's not quite oversold. If you look on the daily, it is bouncing off of that 29 level, probably propped up by bots and algorithms. But that 4 hour is showing some kind of potential. There was a bounce opportunity here. Let's see if this continues this week because there's a little bullish divergence here. See if this breaks up to the upside, 74, pull back, try to get to 76 possible. It is still death crossed. So it could reject, the shorts could reject it another leg down as well. That's why I'm very closely watching this. If we establish a higher low, I'm probably going to long that. UNG, natural gas. Unfortunately, we had the downtrend as well. XLE, I believe, we'll check that afterwards. But XLE did also have a pullback. XLE has support, but UNG, it is holding above the $6 level. And this is going to be a good spot. It's not quite oversold. The weekly, since we lost the support of this bottom yellow trend line, that's why we're dropping right now. Loss of momentum as well. The daily, not quite oversold. So in the 4 hour, we do have a death cross here. That's why we got the short, right? Low, high, low, lower, high, and then crash. So it could attempt to go lower this upcoming week, the next following week, and see we establish a new lower low, and then it'll bounce. Take a quick look at gold. Gold, however, the price rallied way back above all EMAs, 20, 50, 100, and 200 EMAs, moving averages. And the price had a bounce off the 50. So this is our bullish pin bar bounce. If you know that setup, let's erase everything. And we know we might get potentially some more continuation. Now, if I'm very sensitive to the charts, however, there is a resistance at 186 on the price. Our support gap area is 180. So I need to see a convincing breakout or breakdown below these two levels, 186 or 180, because this can easily reverse. Even if I turn all the indicators off, if this becomes a lower high in the price, we should get another leg down to make that lower low. But if this breaks up above, because it could create a double top. So let's look at 3 scenarios. Bearish scenario first, creates a double top and comes back down. Consolidation scenario 2 is we get stuck in here for 3 months. Bullish scenario is we break out and create the higher high. We could try to get to 190 or 200. But that would mean the market might pull back. So I'm trying to be sensitive to the chart. So we're not in some kind of oversold condition where it's time to long gold right now, in my opinion, as an investor in the short term. So we can look for 4 hours for clues. It is still golden up cross, so it has to maintain that higher high sometime this month. Silver, you can see silver as well. It is in this dotted line channel here, trying to hit that higher high. The price is above the EMAs. That's good. It's above the white pivot point, the initial pivot point. That's good. The weekly is almost looking like an upside down head and shoulders. I was talking to some colleagues of mine about this. This could be a launching pad for silver. See if it goes 36%. Maybe. You never know, because this is just such a strong pattern. However, it has to break that neckline area of somewhere around 22, 25 before it really blasts up. High, low, high, higher, low consolidation. Maybe we'll get that higher high. That's why I'm being sensitive to that. Okay, copper. Copper being stuck in this symmetrical triangle actually did a good job here with the price in terms of holding that support level. High, low, high. And then we turn into a medium-term downtrend for about 9 months or 8 months. Lower low, lower high, lower low. So if we bounce off here, that's fine with me. We're on a weekly chart, by the way. There's momentum forming. Now on the daily chart, still below the EMAs, but we wanted to kind of pierce up and keep riding out of here in terms of this area. One moment, please. Let me check my sound. Okay, so we want to see this price high, low out of here to about the 24 to 24.75 area. It looks like the live stream might be choppy internet, so just let me know if the connection is dropping out. So summary, upside support target or upside resistance target, $24. The medium-term support, $23. Okay, let's go take a look at some ETFs. Just to take a look. Overview, sector ETFs. We're looking at tech sector right now. So tech, obviously we bounced off 200 EMA. It's the highest level of the entire year. That's why. Just be careful, we're in the overbought area. It might not be the end of the rally. I'm glad we're up, because I remember 1 year ago when we're still back here in October 2022 and nobody was talking in the live chat, or is very quiet in the market because we completely crashed off of inflation problem. But look at this beautiful rally, right? That's why it's important to stay optimistic and patient. For me, I'm more of an investor swing trader type, so I'm not buying and firing capital in terms of buying or selling every single stock or crypto. I look for setups. I'm a chart setup hunter, basically, analyst and trader. I look for those setups that have a high probability chance of making profit, and I buy them. I put risk on the market. So the problem is some people, why is my name No FOMO Charts, is because a lot of people have FOMO in the market where they may not be looking at charts, or some people in the world might not know what charts are, and they might be looking at a watch list. And when you actually see the price number first, 182 versus 1 year ago when it was 113, that's a huge jump in that price. So that's usually what people are getting shocked about. But if we follow charts and you study enough charts, you can see that there is certain patterns and then certain signals that might have a higher chance probability of going up or going down in the market. And we just don't want to be too late. So somebody FOMOing basically and looking at this rally and saying, I need to buy now, depends on their time horizon, depends on the assets, capital management, risk management, and risk tolerance. So with that being said, the resistance here is below 190, 185 area, the support 180. So I'm not going to do full TA on all of these. We're going to just take a look at basically, are we at a resistance or support? So XOK at resistance, XOC at resistance, RE, real estate bouncing below, rejected down to 200 EMA. We're still in a downtrend here on real estate. Energy actually bouncing or testing the 200 EMA, so it's more support. XOY resistance, XLI resistance, XOB resistance, And this looks very similar to the Russell 2000 chart. XLV resistance, still under the death cross. XLP in an uptrend. XLF in an uptrend, but also you could see we have some kind of potential evening star area. So just be careful. Just be careful. I'm not too optimistic that we're going to blast off to the moon in the price here. We're just at the ceiling. So again, where do I like buying? Where my arrow is. I like it when I was saying this potential support play. I'm watching that. There's small opportunity, then it fell down. So when it falls down like that, what do the other indicators look like? Oversold play. So I remember last week saying to not get too attached to emotions. The way to overcome emotions in trading is with knowledge, skill, and experience. So it's basically studying and practice. And then you become better at it, or I become better at it. And I can manage my emotions because I basically know what is happening. There's maybe 10 or 20%, 25%, almost random events maybe, because halfway across the world something happens. I might not know that right away. So, or it's not happening right in front of my eyes. So that's why just what's happening in front of me is the charts. XOU resistance, SMH deep resistance, almost all-time high, actually is 163. So just watch out for those supports this week. We don't want to pierce down too low. A bad scenario is it just crashes all the way back down to 136, and I'm actually going to be waiting for that to happen. I would like that to happen for as a bull trader because it's good price, low price. So I'm just saying, just beware when it's floating in the air like that because there's all this open space anywhere here where you could pull back down to. Okay, it's going to be a little shorter stream today. I don't see that many requests. Let's go to crypto. I do have a question from YouTube, which I'll read and pull it up here. So welcome everyone. This is the crypto section of my live stream. Welcome, and thank you for watching. I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter group as well. So I have a question from YouTube. For BTC Bitcoin, is it possible to go down to $12,000? Or was the bottom $15,000? Next question. Is it possible then that the market is going to crash and we are still in a bear market? Thanks. Okay, so let's go to Bitcoin to answer this question. It's a two-part question. So I'm going to answer in the order. Is it possible to go down to 12K? It is always possible for any cryptocurrency asset to go down or up. It could crash down to zero. So it's important for people to be aware that cryptocurrencies are high risk asset, high risk tolerance, and very risky. Any cryptocurrency, any exchange can go bankrupt in a day, overnight. That's why the SEC is trying to regulate everybody. There could be hacking, there can be crash of certain networks, like we saw this year. There could be fraud. There could just be bank run, panic selling. So Bitcoin, right now, it's pretty high. It's $36,516. But it depends on the time frame. Are we going to go down to 12,000, 15,000, or 12,000 in 5 seconds? Probably not 5 seconds. It could happen in 5 years or 1 year. But, it's always possible to go down. So it was the bottom 15,000. In my opinion, yes, the bottom was $15,000. Because it's a definition of trend. So let me pull up another chart. Now we're the same Bitcoin, but uptrend versus downtrend, right? How do I know I'm in an uptrend versus going generally sideways versus going down? Well, higher highs and higher lows for the uptrend, lower lows and lower highs for the downtrend in the price. And consolidation is basically getting stuck between two price points, which we basically had horizontally between the highs and lows. So, or same highs and same lows could be considered over a period of time. So if we look at that by definition from 2023 till now, that's not going down. That literally the arrow, if you draw one line, if you just connect low to today, it's going up long term. Now, where's it going to go in 4 years from now? Hopefully it keeps going up. but our support line is holding it above right now. Now, where are we going to go tomorrow? That's where the difference in interpretation can arise between it, because if somebody's a day trader versus swing trader versus investor versus lifetime holder, like there's some people like that. They're going to hold their Bitcoin until forever. So it depends. If I'm a day trader, I'm expecting this to go down. If I'm a swing trader, I'm expecting to pull back a little bit. If I'm an investor, I'm expecting this a year from now to be higher. So the question is, was the bottom 15,000? In my opinion, yes. Is it possible the market's going to crash? I don't think so. I don't think so. On the technical chart, what's going to change my mind is the SEC government. If the USA government and SEC institutions change the laws, then yes, we're going to go down. If Bitcoin ETF is denied, all of them, we're going to go down probably. If Bitcoin's banned in America, we're going to go down. If another exchange is bankrupt or fraudulent or hacked, we might get a pullback on that, right? So I believe based on technical criteria, we are in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low. This was a lower high, but still made a higher low. So in the long term, higher high, higher low, and we should eventually get to 40, 50,000 if all the government and news goes in our favor. Can we pull back first? Sure, we could go back down to $30,000, and then the bulls and bears are going to fight there. So hopefully that answers your question, and it's probably answers questions for a lot of people. It's just, as an investor, do I want to buy high or do I want to buy low for my bull entry? Right? Do I want to buy down here at 15K, or do I want to buy up here at 35? I'd rather buy at 15 or 20 when it starts to like reverse, or maybe here 25 even, because there's some evidence of, oh, we're not going down. So that's really, basic technical analysis. It seems basic, but it's actually the most important. Price is very important. It's the most important technical indicator of them all. So let's go to total, and we're going to wrap up here soon. So total market cap, we are still in the ascending triangle, in this blue ascending triangle. Now this measure move should be about 60%. We should end up at just under 2 trillion market cap in the future. But can we pull back in the medium term? Yes, we can, down to 1.2 trillion. We actually need to back test this. So if the market pulls back down to 1.25, I am not surprised about that. It would mean red in the market. So it's actually down cross. So Bitcoin is vulnerable a little bit right now on the daily chart. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So total on the H4, we're still in this golden up cross. We need to defend bulls 1.25 trillion. Let's go. We already did Bitcoin, so I'm going to move on. Let's go to Ethereum. You can see Ethereum is doing this as well. We do have a down cross on the MACD and momentum. RSI is coming back down. We have a golden cross on the EMAs. I like that. I like that. We can come back down to hold 1780 and then another higher high leg up past 2000. I would like to see that happen. Sometimes too high, too fast is not good. I like the fact that we're having weekly MACD histogram. Bullish momentum. We just need to hold the maybe mid 1750s level before we blast off higher. And it's all going to be dependent upon SEC actions, right? SEC started declining and delaying some ETFs. That's why we're getting additional pullback, including a loss of momentum. Okay, so it's all connected. The news of crypto is extremely important. Breaking news can literally change the direction of Bitcoin for that entire week. So the SEC news is actually more important than some of these setups. But if somebody's still trying to really claw for a setup and find one, I do see this upside down head and shoulders MACD histogram potential. There's 2 up green ticks here. We're still in the uptrend here. So this could actually, again, be a high, low, high, higher, high play. If somebody's looking for continuation, we'll see. Go a little faster on the rest of these coins. BNB, Binance coin, it's good. We bounced off that support level and we're seeing where the 233 level is. Hopefully it doesn't pull back too low, back into the lower upper 200s. Solana, again, wonderful coin. This was actually kind of propped up a little bit by Kathy Wood, fund manager, her comments, positive comments about Solana, and that helped boost the price up like an additional 15%. But again, if it's high in the price like that, I don't like to enter longs. I am still invested in Solana, and I'm below $20 area, so I'm well doing fine with Solana. I'm just looking for this real ascending triangle to fulfill itself over time with the natural ebbs and flows in the market. The first measure move actually finished the 140%. That's why some people sold. If it goes into the second target, 280%, that would be approximately just under $100 Solana. So let's see if we get to that area or not, but it's very overbought right now. There was an upside down. This is why there was some kind of dirty upside down head and shoulders with neckline breakout. So there's doji candle right now. Just closely watching that. If we start crashing crazy, then I might, take the profit, but it's still in a golden cross. So what I learned from crypto is when it's golden cross, hang on as long as I can as an investor, because we have not had the golden cross. There hasn't been a golden cross on Solana since like January 2021, technically, right? It's actually invisible, but all EMAs above each other. So that has not happened until right now. So that's why I'm not getting anxious or eager about this. Just patience for me. Cardano as well. I bought Cardano somewhere. I forgot exactly where, but then it's sub $25. Sub 25 cents. Okay, off of this triple bottom, quadruple bottom. But that's all I need to know is, okay, I'm up this much Cardano and approximately 45%. We have the golden cross right here. It can pull back to about 36, 35, 33, 31 area. It just needs to hold above that golden cross area. Now it is approaching the resistance. So until it breaks out of this resistance of 40 cents, it's risky, right? Sometimes the breakout fails and doesn't actually go up. I'm hoping this is the big one, because you could see if I tilt my head back or change to a weekly chart, I'll just tilt my head back. Low, this is the W, the double bottom. And if it's going to complete, we should end up in the upper 75 cents, maybe probably going to wick up to the dollar range at that point. But this whole structure is 60%. So if we break out 60% more, it comes to my second target here, which is 67 cents. I would like it to go there as a bull. Obviously, it's just we're going to get some pullback this week and next 2 weeks. XRP, ascending triangle. I'm hoping this is not a lower low in the price. I like this in terms of high, low, high, low. Consolidation play, golden cross. So we have to hold above the 55 cent range, see if this is going to bounce up like that. So there could be one more opportunity here once the pullback finishes, and then a bounce to the next leg up. AVAX, beautiful rally, but because it is a shooting star doji candle, it's time to take some profit on that. You can also see just barely a Elliott wave 5-wave pattern finishing. So I'm expecting some kind of ABC correction. Could be minor, could be small, before the next leg up. But we have a golden cross, so this is probably real. If you study enough golden crosses or you experience it enough, you can see back here. We know sometimes it goes high a lot, pulls back to like the 50 yellow line EMA, and then we get another leg up, pulls back, another leg up. So we're in the first leg up, in my opinion. Unless the SEC and the USA government changes, that's why trying to buy, because sometimes scenario one, if it's bullish and goes to the moon, I have to just get in at some point and put my stop loss in there and manage the position size properly. If it pulls back, that's the exact perfect spot to buy. Everybody kicks themselves in their mind because they say, why did I buy high and sell low? I need to buy low and sell high. So when it pulls back on a dip, buy one of those dips, and wherever it could come back to like 1350 and then it could go higher. So that's one setup. DOT as well. A lot of these prices, we went from low purple RSI to high purple RSI. That's a trading strategy that sometimes works, not 100%, but it is losing momentum. It is losing momentum. We are starting to get hourly death crosses. So the consolidation has to survive. This down trending price has to survive for continuation. Doge, Nice meme there. And we also have the bullish up cross. Okay. It's a very similar setup for everything. It's gonna pull back and bulls are probably gonna try to defend it. The only thing that will change that a lot is if we have bad news and then the entire market could crash. But we haven't had that much extreme bad news for a month or for about a month now. SHIB had some bad news about it personally, but just kind of negative sentiment. But I'm still in SHIB and I bought down here and trying to see if we can get that higher high. But you can see sometimes the rallies are fake. It's going to be unfortunate if this is a fake rally, dead cat bounce, and everything crashes back down to where we started. That's going to be disappointing. One of these is going to be the real one, though, in terms of uptrend rally. Matic at resistance. I'll just call support resistance. Resistance, possible support play off the EMAs for all of these coins. Or all of them. V-chain and upcross. H-bar and upcross. See if that pulls back down H-bar at about 540. But you could see the correlation. If I just pick anything, let's pick like a name. Stellar, or actually Stellar didn't go up. Even Ape coin. Ape USD, right? When everything was low like this, just bullish momentum. So it was nerve-wracking in October. We didn't know the exact news, but the technical setup was there. Lower low in the price, higher high in the RSI, and that means go up, usually. Not 100%. That's 40% up. So swing trader would have just walked that up and probably got stopped out on this candle. This is a wick. Somebody sold millions of dollars right there for profit. So again, I'm not surprised if I see red for 1 or 2 weeks, and then we're probably gonna get some good news maybe, or wait for big buyers to come in, or if the SEC has some good news, which this month we didn't really get any that much the past week. ICX, I saw actually a CNBC article, it might have been, about Asia traders being responsible for some of the altcoin rally we had this month. That makes sense. If you really know your cryptocurrency history, you would remember that the Asian traders were really responsible for a lot of the volatility in the past 5 years. So USA, just from my feel, this is not based upon any data, but my feel here in the USA is that cryptocurrency has kind of lost its appeal with the general public after the collapse of FTX and Luna and like Celsius Network. A lot of people lost money doing that and could be considered scam or fraud. So there's just not that much hype. We're probably going to see hype when Bitcoin goes to like 40, 50, 60,000. Then a lot of people are going to talk about it. When I meet people right now, nobody's really talking about crypto that much, unless you're a trader or investor and you made money. Most people are thinking about other things. Inflation, some of that CPI, PPI data was actually good. We had like negative inflation or less growth finally for once, right? The retail sales too. So the American consumer, it's from the recent data, October, kind of slowing down a little bit in the purchasing, buying things, and the sentiment a little bit down right now. But just wait for that rally to turn around. So as an investor, again, I'm not trying to catch every single coin. There's too many coins, thousands of them. I try to get into a really good setup, and then I hold as long as I can. That's what I learned about investing crypto. So what am I talking about? Setup. And I'm going to end in a few minutes. Even with Bitcoin, right? This is not an impossible asset to chart. Let's open up something like Gemini. I don't use Gemini. Chart. So even without indicators, just understanding technical analysis let's look at the history. This is our pandemic low, I'm going to call this our pandemic high, right? So we already had the highest high in the market. Our most recent low was November 2022. So if I put an extending trend line, as such and combine this as well, right? Actually, two dotted lines might visually make more sense to people. Okay, so we did have this giant symmetrical triangle, and then when we broke to the upside, that's a signal that something good is happening. If we got rejected and crashed, I would not have bought crypto this year as an investor. I bought crypto because we bounced out of there and the news was good. So learning from this, looking back, is there were actually several buy points as a value investor. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I filled up on positions on the fourth one because if you've been following my stream, there was a potential scare, a bearish head and shoulders, but we never broke below that neckline too much. And so actually I went long again. Another way to play is you put horizontal support and resistance and just boxing it in just with these two horizontal lines. I'll change to blue. You can see that we had a double bottom, right? Support, support. And now we're out here in the resistance. So it could pull back to the support about $32,000. So then when I see this on the chart as a solo investor, nobody's telling me what to do in my room or in my mind. It's just me. So I had to make the decision. I see this on the chart. I see as much technical evidence as I can find, upside down head and shoulders. That's bullish. We had the breakout, the retest. So long, buy. Simple as that. Simple as that. Look at the candles. Okay. Higher high, higher low, buy. Look at the RSI if you like the RSI, oversold. MACD histogram is open. The MACD is above the signal line, buy. Bollinger Band poked out, that's 90% not normal, buy. Pivot points, let me open some more pivot points. This looks really confusing to people, but I'm just trying to show, like maybe we'll see some support, right? Pivot points, wait a second, the price is above the white pivot point. Maybe I'm going to buy that, right? So just learning your indicators, whatever your style is, whatever your time frame is. Hopefully it's a daily to start off as an investor. It's actually a must. But it's not that hard once you have like deep knowledge and deep skill, deep experience, as many other traders do. When you get to that intermediate advanced level and it's not random anymore. There's plenty of indicators and signals, and once people learn them, they're not 100%. And it was kind of scary, to be honest. Scary news about, oh, August 2023 is Bitcoin going to, SEC is going to crush Bitcoin this entire year. They tried to, but then we actually survived that, right? So then in my mind, I said to myself, I still remember, it was like a month ago, I said, okay, if the SEC is not going to ban all crypto, if the SEC is not going to ban all altcoins, and the grayscale ETF, the government, White House, Congress is kind of pushing on the SEC to relax a little bit on the lawsuits, and then XRP lawsuit was rescinded, and now there's the rumor of the grayscale ETF and the grayscale CEO is saying that any day now, within 6 months, we have the Bitcoin halving early next year. And then I have all the technical setups I just talked about, the technical criteria. Then of course I'm going to buy. I have enough experience to know this is going to go up. And then what happens? This 36% Bitcoin gains, right? So if somebody's a beginner, I would say, try not to get too obsessed about indicators or even the tools. I would say just to paper trade. So you can do bar replay right here on this button and rewind and watch it like a Netflix show, the price to learn. The candles, understand what candles are. What is a green candle? What's a red candle on the daily chart? And once you start learning some of that, some of the tools here, like what's a trend line? How do I even connect this? One time I saw somebody do something like this and I was very puzzled because it's technically, this is not how you draw a trend line. That's not how you do it, right? Like that. So just learning how to draw a trend line, what's support and resistance. There's many TradingView videos. I would refer people to the TradingView YouTube channel or the TradingView articles to start off. There's other educational articles on the front page. There's YouTube, there's Google, and then there's actually your own practice in front of you. The trading panel, paper trading in the daytime, or bar replay in the evening. And it just takes study and practice like anything else. So the reason why I'm able to have such, it looks like fast and easy analysis, almost too easy. I don't need to write a dissertation on what I'm doing. I don't need to write a page. I don't need to put 10 indicators on my chart. I just know what works, know what doesn't work based upon knowledge and skill, experience, and backtesting, and I just execute what works. So yes, I'm not a perfect trader, right? Nobody's perfect. Even the best algorithms, they're not 100% perfect. Even AI is not 100% perfect. It's just a matter of more than 50% consistency, position sizing, risk management, and emotional management, and then just discipline in studying practice and showing up as needed, depending on your time horizon. So it's kind of like a little summary there about kind of the ins and outs of technical charts and trading as well. So thank you, everybody. It's going to be a shorter one today. And just remember that this Thursday, 11/23, is a American holiday, Thanksgiving. So banks and stock market is closed. It's also Black Friday shopping. Here in America, it's big shopping. Next Friday, next Monday, 24 and 27. So then the stream will return probably on the 26th of November. So this stream is going to last for an entire 7-8 days, and then I'll come back on the 26th, most likely. So thank you, everybody. Hope you have a good holiday and good trading week. Thanks for watching. If you like this stream, consider following on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and share with your friends as well. Thank you, and hope you have a good one. Take care now. Bye-bye.